There's a lot of black plastic there. It's actually disintegrating and falling apart. I have made a bit of a mistake there. Welcome back to the channel and to another video. So this is what we're going to be doing today. As you can see, there's a lot of black plastic there. So what my idea is today is to give the interior a bit of a lift. I'm going to take this center console apart, take it off, and then give it a wrap with some wood vinyl wrap. And as you can see, that would definitely give the interior a lift once that's on there. But wrapping isn't always as easy as some people make it look. So luckily I've bought enough, I think, for 2 goes. So that should be enough to get it looking good. I've also got a replacement gear knob for this because it's just taped up at the moment because it's actually disintegrating and falling apart. So what we need to do now is take this off, give it a little wipe down, and then start wrapping. Right, we need to get this out first because there's screws under here that are holding it in place. So this should just push in and lift out. There we go. So I've got 4 screws here to undo. Better keep that safe before I take everything apart. There we go, there's another screw in there. Let's unplug that wire. There we go. That one's off. And there's actually another screw in there. What I would say is as the little screws come out, just get hold of them and sort of put them somewhere safe so they don't sort of drop down inside. I've already had one go down inside there, so I need to fish that out. Oh, and also good idea to disconnect the battery. The switch is under there for the electric window, so I need to unplug those. Alright, the switches for the electric windows are a bit of a nightmare, but as you sort of push on the bottom there, you can feel like a little clip. Gently ease it out. I'm trying not to break anything. There we go. Yeah, there's a little clip underneath there. So that's coming off there. So when I had the bright idea of wrapping the console, I didn't think about sort of these things here, these sort of indicators for the hot air and the direction of the blower. So I don't know if the wrap is gonna, if it sticks on there, if it's gonna peel anything off. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna mask those 3 rings there with some masking tape. And these, I'm not sure. Let's give it a go, see how we get on. I mean, I'm covering this up just in case. It might be okay when the wrap goes on it. It might not pull anything off or stick to it, but just want to be sure. So I don't think there's a way around covering those up. It's going to be really hard to sort of cut around there. Anyway, we'll carry on and we'll worry about that when it comes up. So there's a bit of sort of material, sort of felt on there. I think that's to stop it sort of rattling when the sort of 2 pieces of plastic are next to each other. But I'm going to sort of take it off because when the wrap goes on, it's going to have to sort of go over the edge there so it sticks well. So I'll peel that off, keep it safe, and then I'll put it back on afterwards. Right, it's all masked up now, so the last thing to do is give it a wipe down before we wrap. So I'll move on to the next part, which is here. So I need to take out the the clock, the 2 fog light switches and the electric window switches as well. Right, that's done. So we need to give it a quick clean and then we can start trying to wrap. Right, well I'm all set. I've got my wrap. I wasn't sure which bit to start with, the bigger bit or the smaller bit, but they both look sort of quite as complicated, so I think I'll go with this one first. Luckily I think I've got just the right amount of width of wrap. That should be enough when it tucks around. Got my heat gun as well, but I suppose you can use a hairdryer if you haven't got a heat gun. Right, let's crack on. Right, let's measure up what we need first. Actually thicker than I thought it would be. I thought it would be thinner than this, but push it all down first, and then I'll apply a bit of heat afterwards. Hopefully that'll make it sort of sink into shape. Alright, I'm going to start applying a little bit of heat now. It does go quite tacky when you put the heat on it. So it doesn't need much heat at all actually. I'm going to start trimming a little bit I think, because obviously a lot of this is sort of excess. And that'll make it easier to roll around. Just trimming off what I don't need, then there's less to sort of try and wrap around. Alright, now the next bit is to do these. Not sure how I'm going to do this. Maybe cut a little circle. Bit of heat and then I'll push it into there. Let's do the others. Trouble is there's not a lot for it to stick against when you sort of push the circle in. anybody's got a spare Grundig radio original that they don't want, then obviously drop me a line, because that would look pretty good actually fitted in here. I have to take a little break because somebody wants their food. Back in a minute. Okay, that I have made a bit of a mistake there. I've not left enough to cover the black, and that is something that's going to show up when you've got the slider going across in there. So what we'll have to do, we'll have to try and save it. So that is a bit annoying, but it's not, I don't think it's the end of the world. I've got a bit left over here from something that I can put it in and just cover it up. It's just like a tiny nut. If I do that, it's not going to show. So that could get me out of jail. See, I'm making the mistakes now, so you don't have to make them when you do yours. Hey, look at that. Who's going to know? Apart from us. I think I might have got away with that. I'll need to do the same the other side. Find a little circle and put it on. Right, I think this video is going to have to be 2 parts because there's just too much. It's taking too long just to do one piece. So I think that's going to be a wrap for today's video. Well, let's just have a look at the progress so far. As you can see, it does look pretty good, and it does help break up all that black plastic. So in the next video we'll finish off the console, and we'll also look at changing the steering wheel. I've got the Nardi steering wheel, so that'll be the next job. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notifications bell, and then you'll receive a little reminder when the next video drops, and you'll be able to see how the rest of the console turns out. Thanks for watching.